Hello everyone and welcome to this week's episode. Today we're going to talk about how to create content, but not just any content that actually sells, because as entrepreneurs our time is precious and we need to be taking that time to make money. And if you're one of those entrepreneurs like many that I have seen that make a lot of content and you're on social media all day, like those that are on Clubhouse 8 hours a day, but you're not making money, I'm going to teach you how to make content that actually sells for you and has people DMing you, begging you for your services. So to start, I'm going to teach you the SOAP method, S-O-A-P, because you literally have leads slipping through your hands. And by using this method, you'll be able to easily convert people through content. But before we get going, what I want you to do is click that subscription button. I launch videos every Monday on how to scale your business through marketing and business tactics. So make sure to hit that subscription button so you can make sure to stay tuned for all of our videos. So to get going, the first step of creating content that sells is making sure that you are not salesy, right? So here's the thing, you need to find the balance. What you don't want to do is have every post about sales, right? Your offers and blasting it out there, buy from me, buy from me. You want to create content that's not salesy because people don't want to be sold to, especially Generation Z. They do not want to be sold to. So it's important to not be salesy. However, you need to find a balance because at the same time that you don't want to be salesy, you need to also at the same time make sure that you are selling your services. So there's a fine balance of doing that. And I'm going to continue to share with you when we go through this process on how you could do that, right? So the second piece is your offer. All right, you have to make sure that your content ladders up to your offer. If you have an offer and your content doesn't actually ladder up to it, then you're going to have a lot of issues selling, because at the end of the day, it is a 3-step process to closing a sale. Getting their attention, building their trust, and then monetizing. If you get their attention and you build their trust in this, but then you're selling this, you're not going to actually sell them because they didn't gain trust in you in what you're actually selling. So for example, if you're a web designer, but your content is about Instagram growth and content, why would they buy from you to do web design when they know that you know what you're talking about, or maybe not, with Instagram content? So you need to make sure that your content actually ladders up to what you're doing. I understand sometimes we might be passionate about something. So if you are a veterinarian and you're passionate about jewelry, but you're not selling jewelry, then you need to post about animals, not about jewelry, right? So I know sometimes we get passionate about posting certain content, but at the end of the day, you have to post content that ladders up to your offer, because that's how you build trust. And you want to make sure that you're building trust in the right thing, but also that you're building the right audience. Because again, attention is gained by the content, but also trust is gained by the content. So you can gain attention from the wrong audience if you have the wrong content. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how good your offer is. If you have the wrong audience and you have the trust in a completely different offer, then they're not going to buy from you. And there's a huge disconnect and there's no clarity. Then that means you're going to have a confused buyer, and confused buyers do not buy. So incredibly important. So the third thing is action, okay? People want to be told what to do. What does that mean? You have to have a call to action. So you can look at my Instagram at Marketing by Modification, and you'll see very clearly I have a lot of call to actions. I have a call to actions in my bio. I have a call to actions if I'm in a video. I have a call to action in my caption. If I have a carousel, I'll put a call to action at the end of the carousel. I have a lot of call to actions. At the end of the day, if you have a really, really good piece of content and somebody might be interested, but they didn't even think about it, and they see your call to action, hey, do you need help scaling your business? DM me scale. Well, if they read your post and they say, wow, I didn't even think about that, and then they say, let me DM her and see what she's got to say. But if you don't put it in their head to DM you, guess what? They're not going to do it because they're not going to think about it. People want to be told what to do. All right, the last step of this process is problems. All right, so at the end of the day, there's a lot of stuff that we can talk about. And if you're not solving problems of the people that need your services, then it's hard to gain trust. So you really want to make sure that you're doing your due diligence to understand your audience and your avatar and the problems that they have. A few really quick and easy ways to do that: ask your current clients. You can also use your stories to ask. You can also ask in your posts themselves. Sometimes I'll do a single post and I'll say, comment your answer below, or in your caption. There's so many different ways that you could do it, including also Instagram Live or a YouTube video, asking in an email, sending out a survey to your email list. There's so many different ways for you to do your research that you need to make sure that you truly understand your audience, what their problems are, and make sure your content is actually solving their problems. So you might be saying, Alexa, why would I solve their problems? I want them to hire me to solve their problems. No, they're not hiring you to necessarily give them the strategy. They're hiring you to actually fix the problem. When the bigger the problem, the more money you're going to make. So if you solve a portion of the problem, it's probably just the tip of the iceberg, and there's a bigger problem you have to solve. So you have to have the mindset that you need to solve their problems in your content to gain trust. And if they want to hire you, they're going to hire you anyway, because most people don't want to actually solve the problem. They just want to know, A, that they have a problem, and B, that there's a solution. If you tell them what the solution is, 9 out of 10 times they're going to come to you and say, can you fix this with the solution that you put in this content? So SOAP method, it is a process that we use in every single one of our Instagram accounts. We literally make millions off this strategy. It is so easy. Don't be salesy. Make sure that your content ladder's up to your offer. Put calls to action in what you're doing and solve problems. If you do that, you will effectively see a lot of people coming to you asking you to help them. So hopefully this was helpful. If you have not already, hit that subscription button. I'll see you next week.